Here's a move that's about to shake up the entire space industry, and it's already sparking fierce debates about environmental protection versus American space dominance. President Donald Trump just dropped a bombshell executive order that could fundamentally change how America approaches commercial space exploration. But here's where it gets controversial. The plan involves slashing environmental regulations that have protected our planet for decades. On Wednesday, Trump signed an ambitious executive order with one clear mission: transform the United States into the undisputed leader of commercial space activities by dramatically reducing regulatory red tape. The official policy statement couldn't be clearer about its intentions. Enhance American greatness in space by enabling a competitive launch marketplace and substantially increasing commercial space launch cadence and novel space activities by 2030. So what does this actually mean for everyday Americans and the companies trying to reach the stars? Let me break it down in simple terms. First, the order takes direct aim at environmental review processes that currently slow down rocket launch approvals. These reviews, which can take months or even years, will now be either completely eliminated or fast-tracked for launch and re-entry licenses. The order also establishes specific exemptions to the National Environmental Policy Act, commonly known as NEPA, a landmark law that has required environmental impact assessments for major federal projects since 1970. But that's not all. The administration is also targeting the Federal Aviation Authority's Part 450 regulations, which currently govern safety requirements for launch and re-entry operations. While these rules were designed to protect public safety, commercial space companies have long complained they're overly restrictive and outdated for modern rocket technology. Why the sudden urgency? The numbers tell a compelling story. America is experiencing an unprecedented surge in both national security and commercial space launches. So many that our primary launch facilities at Cape Canaveral in Florida and Vandenberg in California are being pushed to their absolute limits. It's a good problem to have, but it's still a problem that needs solving. To address this infrastructure crunch, Trump's order directs multiple federal agencies, including the Commerce, Defense, and Transportation Departments, along with NASA, to identify and eliminate any state or local barriers that might prevent building new spaceports on federal lands. This represents a significant shift toward federal oversight of what has traditionally been a state and local decision-making process. Now here's the part that's got everyone talking. This policy is tailor-made to benefit Elon Musk's SpaceX, which has been locked in an ongoing battle with federal regulators for years. The company has repeatedly argued that environmental regulations are unnecessarily hampering their ability to test Starship, their revolutionary mega-rocket designed for Mars missions. This tension reached a boiling point earlier this year when the FAA grounded Starship for 2 full months after debris from a test flight fell on Caribbean islands. SpaceX viewed this as regulatory overreach, while environmental advocates saw it as necessary protection for both people and ecosystems. But here's what most people are missing. While this order will certainly help SpaceX in the short term, its long-term impact could be even more significant for the broader space industry. As Todd Harrison, a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, puts it, this is the space industry overall getting heard. Harrison argues that this regulatory reform represents a big step in the right direction that will help American launch and commercial satellite companies maintain their competitive edge against international rivals, particularly China's rapidly advancing space program. However, and this is where things get complicated, Harrison also raises a critical concern that could derail the entire initiative. The Trump administration still hasn't fully staffed the National Space Council, the key federal entity responsible for coordinating space policy across different government departments. Without this crucial coordination mechanism, implementing such a sweeping executive order becomes exponentially more difficult. Commercial space regulatory reform is not going to be a priority for commerce, transportation, or defense unless consistent top-level pressure is applied from the White House. Harrison warns. This means the success of Trump's space agenda might depend more on sustained political will than on the executive order itself. So here's the million-dollar question that's dividing experts, environmentalists, and space enthusiasts. Is sacrificing decades of environmental protection worth accelerating America's space ambitions? Are we witnessing a necessary evolution of outdated regulations or a dangerous rollback of crucial environmental safeguards? The implications extend far beyond just rocket launches. This executive order could set a precedent for how America balances environmental protection against technological advancement and national security interests in the 21st century. It's a debate that affects every American, whether you're passionate about space exploration or deeply concerned about environmental conservation. What's your take on this dramatic policy shift? Do you believe America needs to prioritize space dominance even if it means relaxing environmental protections? Or should we maintain strict regulations regardless of the competitive implications? The comment section is about to become a battleground of ideas, and honestly, that's exactly the kind of discussion our democracy needs right now.